Wales with Rodri McAtee, James Lewis, Nick McLeod, Aled Brew, Jonathan Edwards, Richie Pugh and Andy Powell in their side. And look out for McLeod, it's his bow in the sevens, of course he's a part of the Cardiff Blues side. Jonathan Edwards, not bad at a hop and a skip and a jump in the sevens world. Richie Pugh of Cardiff. And Moldova, well, something of an unknown quantity. As I said, they managed to get to this sevens series because they came third in the Euro Championships last year. 1,500 registered players in Moldova, 4 clubs only. Their 15-a-side team are ranked 38 in the world rankings. Wales, of course, at 15-a-side level, the champions of Europe after winning the Six Nations in that Grand Slam. So here come Moldova, and for them this is all about the experience of playing sevens. Last weekend they were in Amsterdam, where they were playing in a series, but again, immediately it's Wales on the offensive here, managing to turn over the ball as they try and use their power and strength and record a good opening win. This is Andy Powell out towards Richie Pugh, and it's an opening score for Wales. Pugh going over for the first try of the game in the right-hand corner.
For Wales, number 11, Richie Pugh.
So powerful running. Moldova unable to cope with that little flick pass. Pugh with the handoff. And it's 5-0 to Wales. Extra 2 points, possibly from the boot of James Lewis, who's from the Dragons. And he manages with no problems at all from quite a difficult angle to get the extra 2 points, which makes it 7-0. Richie Pugh, a Cardiff player, 85 points and 17 tries, his 10th event. And that's Carlo Damasco of Italy taking charge of this second pool game. Restart from James Lewis of the Dragons. Wales at the moment in the midst of qualifying for the World Cup in Dubai next year, as far as their sevens are concerned. Here come Moldova, brave run from them. Still haven't managed to get out of their own half yet, but here they go. Lovely run comes from Busila, running forward, and this is going to be a try. In fact, it's Cortuta who goes over. Cortuta, and well, great play from the Moldovans, and that will really boost their confidence. Cortuta it is who goes up in the 7 shirt, and the Wales defence going AWOL there. Cortuta running, and perhaps something of a wake-up call for Wales. As we said, Moldova, something of an unknown quantity. They played last week in Amsterdam, and they will be really buoyed by that. Successful kick for the Moldovans as well, so it's even Stevens. Well, entertaining start to this this sevens weekend here at Twickenham. New Zealand taken right to the wire by Argentina, and Moldova level with Wales with just over 4 minutes remaining of the first half. This is Pugh, the try scorer for Wales. Out towards McAtee. McAtee sends it onwards towards Jonathan Edwards. And this is a lovely little run from James Lewis. Lewis now looking for the ball inside, doesn't actually play it, delays it. Ball comes back eventually to Aled Brew. Brew on the inside, and this is going to be a second try for Wales. Jonathan Edwards going over. Scarlet's man, Jonathan Edwards. 24 years old, back row forward when he's in Scarlet's action, and the Wales lead is restored by Edwards.
Try scorer for Wales, number 10, Jonathan Edwards.
Lewis for the added 2. That was easy enough for him. So powerful run coming in there. Handoffs, Moldova unable to cope with it. Nice little ball over the top, well taken there by Aled Brew on the inside, and Edwards finishes it off. 14 points to 7. Just over 2.5 minutes remaining of the first half. Here come Moldova again, inside their own 22. Passing it around nicely. There's their try scorer, Kotruta. Running up towards halfway. Still got possession of the ball. By no means outclassed at this moment in time. Fitness, though, is so important. Here comes another run from the elusive Kotruta. Spilt it, and Wales have possession. Not taken cleanly there by James Lewis, but he's manages to retrieve the situation, and he's got options now. Nice ball, and here's Aled Brew. Brew running forward, and that's going to be another try for Wales. Here's McLeod. Over it goes, no problems at all for him. 21 points to 7. Aled Brew from the Ospreys. And he's moving to the Blues over the summer. Restart from McLeod, didn't go the full 10. Here come Moldova again. Oh, not forward, careless handling. Can Wales capitalise? Here's McLeod again. Oh, Butterfingers, slipping under the surface. Knocked on. 20 seconds remaining in this first half. It's James Lewis. Touch of the old John Terry's there for James Lewis, slipping on the turf. Picked up now by Manoli as the half-time hooter goes. Play will continue until the next break. Again, just a little careless hand in there. Jonathan Edwards out towards Brew again. Brew going one way, then the other, changing direction nicely. Good strength from Brew, over for another try. So Wales, despite conceding, have scored 4 tries in this first half. Brew has scored a couple, Edwards has scored 1, Pugh has scored 1 as well. McLeod has to add the extra 2 points.
So a try awarded for Wales to Aled Brew, half time.
And 2 extra points. Brew, nice change of direction there. (26 points to 7). Gareth Baber, the coach of the Welsh side, former scrum half, played in the World Sevens World Cup in Argentina in 2001, 53% win ratio. Let's hear what he's got to say.
Carry on. This next 7 minutes has to be that Argentinian game, has to be that New Zealand game, okay? Think about our attacking structure, right? That'll buy us time. Look after the ball and pick up the talk in D and reaction time. Let's stick to those 4 now.
So already with half an eye there towards the harder games against New Zealand and Argentina. Aled Brew, really the star for Wales during that first 7 minutes. tries for him. This is Vitaly Koropchian, who's kicked the ball right out on the full. Both these sides looking to qualify for the World Cup next year. Moldova going to be in Tbilisi in Georgia beginning of June, as are Wales. The reason Wales have to qualify, even though they're a core member of this Sevens circuit, so they didn't play in the last World Cup. This is a lovely run now from Rodri Makati. Just couldn't quite manage to get the ball back to a teammate, but good work on the ground. However, penalty against the Welsh. Moldova pick up the ball, that's Manoli. Manoli again. Wales thought for a moment they might have turned that over, but it's still in Moldovan possession. Manoli again. That is Kotruta, the try scorer. Plenty of possession, but not really much of a cutting edge so far from the Moldovans. What can Baltag do for them? Well, he's managed to get the ball forward a little bit. Don't know whether there was a slight knock on there from the Moldovans. They carry on. Turned over by the Welsh though, and this now is Jonathan Edwards, the skipper, out towards James Lewis. Lewis out towards Jonathan Edwards, try number 5. So 2 for Edwards, 2 for Brew, 1 for Pugh.
Try scorer for Wales, number 10, Jonathan Edwards.
Edwards, Brew, Richard Pugh, Cuthbert, Dibble and Grubb. Here's McLeod now. Sadly, he doesn't fit into any rhyming scansion. Here he goes. Extra 2 points. Yes. Four minutes remaining in the first half. And Wales, after the early try and then conceding one to Moldova, have bucked their game up and are looking more convincing. Moldova up at Murrayfield as well, of course, next week. Here they are, just spilt at the last minute, frustrating for them. Knocked forward by their number 1, Ion Busilla. Martin Roberts on as a replacement for Wales, out towards the right-hand side. This could well be another try for Wales. That is Will Harries running forward. Northampton player. Now they'll spread it over to this left-hand side. They've got men spare. Pugh is standing by, not going to be needed though. Martin Roberts underneath the posts. Ospreys player, his 3rd Sevens event. Well, merry-go-round in Wales over the summer. Was it the Ospreys off to the Scarlets? Converted by McLeod. Lovely try from the Welsh, just moving the Moldovans from one side to the other. And at the end of the day, finding the gap.